Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is cold in the GTA. Very, very, very cold in the GTA. So, we're just gonna stay as close to the heat as we can while getting our prep done for our new menu. Let's give you a breakdown of what we're doing today. First of all, we are doing our bone broth. So that's on the way. And lovely bone broth. We got our prep all over the place right now. We got some things in the works. So we're gonna start nice and early today and get through as much of it as possible. So let's see all the stuff that we potentially have to get done today. I have a roasted halloumi and veggie salad with lemon dressing. I got some Asian cucumber and chickpea slaw with sesame seeds dressing. I have spicy Thai roasted peanut chicken. We're just gonna make a nice marinade and a nice peanut sauce for that chicken. So then we got our miso marinated spiced salmon. We got pasta puttanesca. So that's gonna be interesting. Tons of flavor. I feel like olives and stuff like that. We got our butternut squash with our roasted Brussels sprouts as well, with pecan and cranberry with a balsamic vinaigrette. And last but not least, we have cauliflower Alfredo. So we got a work cut out for us today. That being said, let's get to it. So first thing we want to do, we have our chicken broth on for our bone broth. We got our pasta on the side, ready to go after we're finished with this, so we can cook our pasta. And we're gonna go ahead. We have some pre-ready peppers and stuff, and this is how they come. So we're gonna also, we have some zucchini that's already pre-cut, so that saves me some time prep wise. But what we need to do is cut them up to how I need them for my salad. This is going to be for our halloumi and veggie salad. So let's grab a bowl. And this is all menu for the following week. So last week menu was something. Last week menu we had the jerk chicken, we had the rice and peas, we had the butternut squash and all that good stuff. This week coming is going to be something completely different. So we're just going to get into prepping all that lovely stuff now. So when the time comes, we're not struggling to get it done. So first thing first, we have our peppers. We're just gonna cut them down to the size that we want for our salad. As you can see, they come pre-prepped. That means I don't have to clean out all the insides, the seeds and everything like that. It saves me time. It saves me prep time pretty much. Sorry. It's really cold in the GTA, so and if you hear me sniffling or anything like that, that is what's happening. Oh, our bone broth is starting to bubble. See, you can see the bubbles coming up. So we're just gonna turn that down to a nice simmer now and let it go. And we'll give it about 45 minutes to an hour. By then we should have a lot of our prep done, so we can strain it off, cook our pasta and other things. So yeah, I'm just gonna turn it down to a simmer. Nice 35 should do it. And we're gonna let that go. Alright, let's get to work. So there's this stick. Remember, I need it for a salad, so if you know pepper, you get a whole pepper, but these ones come pre-prep. We need it for a salad, so we're just gonna cut it down a little bit, trim off some parts that we don't need, like a little bit of the insides. We're gonna get something to put all our garbage in. And put that off to the side so I can put any scraps I need in it. Okay, just gonna cut it down to that size because we are gonna roast it when we're ready to make our salad. We're gonna roast it, cool it down, roast our halloumi cheese that we got here. We got some chunky halloumi, so you can grill that, you can season it and roast it. So that's what I'm gonna do for the salad. So, but not today. All we're doing today is getting everything prepped and ready to go. So we're gonna cut it down to size. We're gonna cut our zucchini down to size. We're gonna get everything nice and prepped. So when the day comes for us to cook everything, we have enough time to get lunch ready for our lunchtime rush. I am not running around frantically looking, say I'm not ready. If they're too big, we're just gonna cut them into smaller pieces. So yeah, there's gonna be some cooking today. Like I still gotta make a lot of marinade. I gotta make a lot of sauce today. But I won't be putting any dishes together. It's more of just getting the prep done. So all the excitement will come on Monday. And if you guys stick through till later on tonight. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's okay. You don't have to like me. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm just here to show my experience. So, thank you as well, Christine. I try, as I'm prepping, I try not to be distracted, but I'll get to the comment section as much as I can. But like I said, you can leave a comment, negative are good, don't matter. If you don't like, there's other people out there that are doing what I'm doing, so you can watch them as well. So I'm not even stressing about that. But we're gonna continue what I was saying. So yeah, it's just today's just gonna be a low-key stick to the heat because it's very cold out here in the GTA, and we're gonna get some stuff done. So hopefully you guys will learn some things. Maybe pick up some recipe that that'll help you get through. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. It's early. Well, technically not too early. It's early from when I started until now. But I'm doing good. Trying to stay warm. I got my long sleeve thermals, trying to stay warm because it's like 20 and below right now. And it should be against the law to leave your house in those kind of weathers. Is not nice. Not nice at all. So for those of you who are just joining in, we're just prepping some peppers. We're gonna do a halloumi, a roasted vegetable and halloumi salad. So this is part of the prep to get to that later. Not later, but when we need it. We're just making sure the size of our vegetables where we want it when we roast it. We're gonna cut up our zucchini. That's going in there as well. We're gonna have our halloumi. We have some red onions that's gonna have go in there as well. And then we're gonna have the dressing is pretty much simple. It's just gonna be lemon, olive oil, some basil, just some fresh stuff. WD-40. Yeah, it's cold there too. What's the temperature where you at? Because it is, and I hear tomorrow's supposed to be worse than what it is today. I'm just glad there's no wind chill right now, because the wind chill would just take it over the top. I was pretty much walking to work today, and I kid you not, there were ice crystals on my beard. As I got into the building at my work, I had to take a napkin and actually pull ice crystal out of my beard. It was that bad. I mean my mustache, not my beard, but you know what I mean. Because as you're walking through, I didn't have a scarf, so as you're walking through, the hot air coming out your nose mixed with the cold air, it just forms condensation, and then everything freezes up there. It's crazy. No, finger wise, no. I've been doing this long enough. I'm very comfortable around my knives, so I am completely confident that I'm not going to cut myself. The only time I find that I'm in danger of cutting myself is when I'm at home. And since you mention it, so now there might be a jinx that I might cut myself here on camera. You'll definitely see it if it happens. But the only time I usually cut myself is when I'm at home and I'm cooking and I'm distracted by other things. When I'm at work, I'm more focused. But when I'm at home or something, I'm more distracted to maybe something that's happening on the TV and not paying attention or something like that. And most times you can cut yourself that way. But when I'm at work, there's not really much to do but to work, right? So I'm more focused that way. And I kid you not, more of my more serious injuries that I've had, like any serious burns or any major cuts I've had, it's never been in the kitchen. It's been at home, because that's where I'm more distracted than anything else.
Morning.
Morning, how are you? But yeah, sorry if I don't get to your comments. I am trying not to also cut myself like that. Well, I appreciate the interactions. You guys are amazing. All right, so we got a full bowl of peppers. Peppers are done. That's the size I want, because as I roast them, they are going to shrink a little bit more. And we're going to get them to a nice brown. But we're not doing that today. We're just, like I said, we're just getting all the prep together. All right, so moving on. Just going to give a little wipe. It's not really 100% necessary. Everything, there's no cross-contamination going on. All this stuff is going to be cooked together. All right, so got our zucchini. Actually, I might separate the zucchini. I think I should separate the zucchini, because when I go to cook it, the zucchini will cook faster than when I'm cooking the peppers. So I'm gonna put that aside for now. We'll cover it, and then we're gonna do the zucchini separately in something else. Because I believe the zucchini is gonna cook faster than the peppers, and we don't want mushy zucchini. So Oh yes, it is freezing. It is freezing. Thankfully, I'm inside and I'm by the closest oven I can find right now, and I'm beside a pot that's going, so I'm trying to feed off that heat. See, I can't even leave the zucchini as full like this, too. But I've already started it, so I might as well just finish. I might as well finish. Alright, so after this we should do the onions. So the onions we can add with the peppers 100%, because those two will definitely cook together to where I need them. And then we can start the halloumi. See, the halloumi can go both ways. You could cook with the peppers or you could cook with the zucchini. It's just about how much of a crust you want on your cheese. Because this cheese is not gonna melt, really.
Back there, I think it's all slope.
Oh.
Can I throw this?
Did you enjoy the cold coming in today? Huh? Did you enjoy the cold coming in today? Did you enjoy the cold coming in today?
No, I didn't.
I saw you. You're wrapped up.
You know, how did I do that?
I know.
I went to my son's closet and find the ski. Here, he go all the time. Once in a year ski.
Yeah.
He loves it. So I went, I found
You took
the gloves,
Yeah.
and then I cook it. I have steam gloves. I have 2 pounds. Like, I wear so much.
Well, you're a mom. You're allowed to. You raised him. You can definitely steal his winter stuff. It must be amazing for people who love winter. They can go outside, snowboard, skiing, all that lovely stuff right about now. Me, I'll be the person that have some malt wine and in a bundle of clothes right by the fireplace. Looking out the window going, I'm not going out there. Unfortunately, I do have to work. I do have to work. It hurts. And I had some plans for tomorrow, and people are telling me that tomorrow's going to be just as bad, maybe even worse. And I was like, do I want to cancel all my plans because I do not feel like going outside? Anyways, we'll see. Tomorrow's another day. And that being said, I think I'm gonna do some. Soup for tonight. So if you guys want to see a nice soup recipe, I think we're doing a creamy. I'm gonna be doing a creamy chicken noodle soup. If you guys want to see that, definitely come through later in the day, later tonight, and I will be cooking that from scratch if anybody wants to see that as well. So I think the last scratch menu we did, we made a one pot turmeric chicken. That was pretty very tasty. The only thing I regret that I wish I had for that dish was some hummus. Some hummus would have also went so good in that dish. Alright, our zucchini is finished. We're gonna cover that up and put it to the side. I feel like when it comes to wintertime, having a nice soup, nice stew, will always be one of the best things to do. It just warms the body. Even a little bit of spice, so good. Sorry. So, this is one of our salad prep. I forgot to add a timer on our broth right here, our bone broth. So we're gonna add about 30 minutes on there. It's nice going and bubbling away. So zucchini prep is done. We're gonna label that because we don't want no corals with our health inspector. We're gonna label that. What's today, the 24th, I believe. I do tend to get my dates wrong sometimes. It's the 24th today, right? 24th? Yeah.
You want to move forward?
Huh? I know, no. I'm trying to savor my days, not let them run away. All right, so that's done. We're gonna put that on our prep cart, and we're gonna get back to our peppers so we can eventually get rid of them. Okay. What am I up to? I am basically doing some prep for my menu for next week. I got a few things going on. My menu changes on a weekly basis, so my menu goes from Monday to Friday. Saturday, at the end of Friday, I pretty much come up with a new menu for the following week. So this is a changeover period where the Saturday I get to prep most of the things, and then come the Monday, I'm able to put everything together and continue the week. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm trying to get stuff ready for the following week and basically stay ahead of the game, so I'm not rushing around when it comes to me trying to get the food ready for our lunch service. So next up, gotta pep our onions. And we're gonna peel off that layer of outside. See, I work a little bit differently than everybody else around me. We have our standard menu that they put out on a daily basis, which is some items change here and there. My menu, they change every week, and it has basically nothing to do with what they do. I can come up with any dish I want and put it on there, my menu. So it's basically what I do. Okay, the soup sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it later on. So If you're around, you'll be able to see that. Plus, the live stream will go up on the channel anyway. So even if you do miss it, you can check it out afterwards. We don't want these onions to be too small. Cut them like that. We're gonna add them in with our peppers. And I try to work as clean as I possibly can. It depends on how chaotic the situation is. You'll see a mess or you won't. This is not a restaurant. My background is restaurant based, but after COVID, I had to make a little bit of change because I was working at the Air Canada Center with the Raptors, the Leafs, and everybody. I used to work in a private club called the Share Club, owned by, well, pre-owned, part owned by Drake. And I was working there until COVID happened. And then when everybody was starting to return back to work, basically they're saying that I couldn't enter the building if I didn't take the vaccine. And that's essentially how the reason why I'm not working there as well right now. And so now I'm working with an independent grocery to develop and produce menus for them. And that's basically what I do at the moment, and try to entertain you guys with a YouTube video. I'm trying to do more recipes and stuff on the YouTube channel, more simple weekend dinners that you guys can do that won't take up much time. So that's the goal of what we do on YouTube, our YouTube channel right now. So our peppers, a mix of peppers and onions are done. A nice melody. And we're gonna put that on our prep cart, wrap it up until we need it. The halloumi, we're gonna actually keep it separate from this batch, and we're gonna bake that separately when we get to it. So let's put this bowl aside for now until our dishwasher is here. So this is essentially their hot food section that I developed menu for and produce. It's pretty one of the, if you happen to live in the GTA and you ever see me, know me, and you come to where I cook, you'll see that the food quality that you won't get in most of these places, because just from my background alone and what I used to do. So that's why they gave me the opportunity to just develop my own menu and do what I do. And I'm not complaining at the moment. It does keep the lights on, so that's all I need right now. We'll see what the future holds. But at the moment, I am not stressed. Let's just say that, because if you ever work in a kitchen or a restaurant setting, you already know that that's a very high stressful environment, and if you can't deal with stress, that should not be a place you try to work. Stress should be on, like, handling stress should be on your resume when you're trying to get a kitchen job. That's my personal take on that anyways.
Oh no, it's not. 4 minutes.
I'm gonna label this.
Nessa, this needs to be done. If you work there in the morning, you have to do it.
And that's one of my goals, actually. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times on the channel, that one of my goals is to, once this channel hits, like we're slowly getting there, but once this channel hits about 10,000 subscribers, that's our mark, we're gonna look into doing a podcast where we go around the city or anywhere we travel to and try to interview the back of the house chefs and get like an in-depth interview on how they do what they do and how they handle all the stress in the business and stuff like that. So that's one of the goals coming from the channel if we get to that 10,000 subscriber mark. I'm crossing my fingers, but I know it's a process. So, all right, halloumi is next. Yes, our cheese is next.
They who started today.
Let's go here. Oh yeah. Honestly, from the view I give you, it doesn't really say if it's a restaurant or not. But yes, I can confirm that it's not a restaurant, but it is a hot food area. And I develop and produce menus. That's all you need to know for now. Plus, if this was a true restaurant setting, you would probably see that my head chef would probably be like, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing live stuff in the kitchen." But to wrap the show, all right, we got her halloumi, and it's also apologize for any loud noises you might hear in the background, because once their dishwasher and stuff get here, there's going to be a lot of background noise and feedback, so I want to apologize for that right off the bat. All right, so we're just going to cut down our cheese to nice chunks. We're going to marinate it when the time comes for it. This is all just prep. All right, what are we gonna put our lovelinesses into? Let me go get a container. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing their podcasts, but for what I'm trying to do, I don't know if I've seen a lot of those where, like, I've seen people do interviews with chefs in like Michelin star restaurants and stuff like that, which, like, hopefully we get to a point like that. But I'm talking about chefs that you'll see in your local restaurants, you know, up and coming chefs and stuff like that. There's some chefs I know in the industry that's already told me that when I'm ready to do it, they'll give me a in-depth interview with them and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be pretty interesting. Like, if you live in my city, that you will get that experience of knowing what, if you go to the restaurants that I've done interview with the chefs on, you can know what their how their personality is, what their mindset is, you know, what inspires them to cook the food that they do. I think that would be amazing to bring to the table. That's the goal. That's the dream at the moment. Anything after that, it's not currently on the planning board. So we shall see. Because I've been in the industry for a while, I know a lot of chefs that would open the door for that that type of one-on-one talk, right? So, but I don't want to just do it and not have the audience for it. You know, I want to actually do them justice for giving up their time and having a talk and interview with us. So that's why I suggest that we get to like 10,000 subscribers. At least, you know, we'll have a community of like-minded people who like to hear and listen to what's going on in those type of this industry, pretty much. Oh, is this Christina Aguilera? I think I have some Christina Aguilera in my background right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hope you guys can hear it because YouTube frowns on those type of music. No, I don't think it's Christina Aguilera actually. Don't let go. If you happen to know that song, leave a comment because I generally cannot remember who sings that song. I'm pretty sure it's Christina Aguilera. Whatever. This is why I cook for a living. This is not why I'm not a musician. I do love my music though. What is it gonna be? Y'all probably like, don't sing, you have a terrible voice. Don't let go. Oh. Today's gonna be a very long, cold day. Ladies and gents, a very long, cold day. Hey, how you doing? There's nothing here. Well, I don't do the sushi, so if it's not here, it's not ready yet. Don't let go. What's it gonna be? Getting a nice little chunks. That's gonna cook up nicely. Even if it's on a grill or you just marinate it, season it, roast it, that's gonna come out lovely. I've seen you can even like marinate these, put these on the skewer, put these on a grill, cook it up nicely. Add some nice spices to it. If you're trying to dinner without like some protein, this is another alternative that you can use, which is pretty good. What is it gonna be? I feel like it's gonna be crazy busy today because the area I work there is attached to a building, and also there's a bunch of business around as well. And when it's super cold like this, nobody wants to really venture outside for lunch, so they all kind of just take over the area. was a bad cut. What's it gonna be? Alright, so what is next after this? I think for the lemon vinaigrette, we can leave till a later time. I can even leave it till the days to make it as fresh as possible.
Yeah, watch time if you be ready.
She's right there. She's right behind you. No, but the thing is, he asked me, and I told him I don't make the sushi, and if it's not there, it's not ready yet. You know? And then he's like, what time would it be ready? I'm like, I don't know. Whenever she's ready, she'll be ready. You see what happened now, Susanna? Is now that we have the same jacket, they're going to think that I do the sushi now. I mean, I don't mind. I just don't make sushi money. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Alright, this is not too thick, so we're just gonna not even cut you in half. Gonna keep you like this. This is another brand of halloumi, a different company, I guess. They'll do the same work I needed to do, so I'm not concerned. See, this is yeah. I'll do what I needed to do. All right, so after this, we're gonna move on to our next salad, actually. So the way my menu is usually structured is that we have 2 salads. We have 3 mains, which is gonna be our chicken, our salmon. Last week we had cod. And we have our pasta, and then we have 2 vegetables, which is this week's gonna be our Brussels sprout, butternut squash, and our cauliflower with Alfredo sauce. There's one of our customer, she really loves it, and I actually gave her the recipe for that, and she made it at home. Actually loves it, but we like to put popular stuff back. That I'll bring back popular stuff in every now and then for certain customer bases that really go out of their way to show their appreciation. They'll like come up to me and be like, "Oh, this was amazing. What did you put in it? Whatever, and this and that." And then I'll tell them and stuff like that. And every now and then I'll bring it back so they don't have to make it themselves. So that cauliflower is one of those items. All right, so our cheese is done. We are going to put that on wrap that up, put that on our prep cart. And all these stuff is gonna get thrown in the fridge. Our bone broth is smelling all kinds of delicious right now. All kinds of delicious. It's looking good too. Here. It's just show you guys real quick what that looks like. Look at that. And then you're like, oh, it's a bunch of carcasses and stuff. Get past that. It's what's beneath the surface. It smells so good right now. Okay, we're gonna label you, put you where you need to be. I can't believe we're already in 2026. I feel like 2025 went so fast, which I'm not mad at because a lot of nonsense happened in 2025. That's also carrying over into 2026, but I'm hoping there's a little bit of spark in the horizon. On the horizon, I should say. All right, I'm gonna put you there. I'm gonna have you here. We have some Brussels sprouts. That's for one of our vegetables with the butternut squash. So I'm gonna do that just to get it out of the way. We're gonna go clean up our board and our knives and stuff, and we'll be right back. Because we're moving on to another dish. Water is very, very hot for some reason. This is good, but my hands. All right. Let's see. Before we start our Brussels sprout, we're gonna get on to our Asian cucumber salad with chickpeas. So, okay, let's do that. That we can all group together in a nice little container. Now you can, if you have a mandolin and stuff like that, you can 100% shave your own carrots with this. We happen to have our carrots since we got a lot of perks because we work in a grocery. We have the luxury sometimes of not having to have to prep every little detail from scratch. So well, most things we do from scratch, but like the cutting of your vegetables and stuff like that, sometimes you get companies that do it for you and send it in, which is a big plus when you're doing this kind of stuff by yourself. So right now we have our carrots, sticks, we're gonna put in here. Move that to the side. Next up, we have our cucumbers. Got some cucumbers. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these all out of their packages. I'm gonna give them a nice wash, because you should always wash your food, especially when you buy it, at all times. Just get into a habit of washing your food. So I'm gonna take these all out of the package off camera. So just to save on a little bit of time, because I still have a lot of stuff to get done for today that I would actually like to get done for today. So if I essentially put everything on camera, I am wasting precious time. And I'm the person, I like to get, when I have a plan when it comes to my prep and get my stuff done, I like to give myself a timeline to finish. And as you get close to that timeline is when I start rushing my ass off. So I'm gonna wash these guys and I'll be back. Okay, nice and washed. Now it's about finding space. All right, let's put them here. We can go here, make some space for the prep. And now we're gonna just cut them up. We're actually blocking our garbage, so we're gonna put you under here. And just on the diagonal. Just going in there. I try not to cut my fingers. Someone's already jinxing me in the comments. So how you not cut yourself? Hopefully you guys don't get to see that today. I can only hope. I think sometimes I actually freak people out when I'm like, they're asking me questions and then I'm doing chops like this and I'm staring them in the eyes as I'm doing it. And they're like, how you not cut your finger off? And, you know, sometimes it just happens like that. You know what? I'm gonna actually go and rewash my hands and take this glove off, because this is the thing I don't like about gloves sometimes. If you're cutting, you can see that sometimes your knife will get caught. Depends on how close your fingers is to the blade. And I feel like that stuff can eventually get caught up in your food and you don't want that at all. So go wash my hands and come back to slice up these cucumbers. Just when you're doing intricate cuts, that stuff can happen. If you're just chopping things on the willy-nilly, like it's not a problem because you have enough space between the blade and your fingers. But sometimes when you're doing delicate things like that, your fingers will get too close to the blade. You just gotta remember. I remember there's space in between the gloves and stuff like that, so you just gotta be sanitary. And my cut's gonna be a little bit more thinner, just how I need them to be. See how much time we have. We got 3 minutes left on our bone broth, which is good because we can eventually strain that, season it, and make it nice. Get it for the soup area because it is a cold day today, so maybe our clientele can get a nice warm bone broth in their body, which is very good for you. Don't worry. I try not to cut myself, I promise. I promise this will be PG-13 today. No blood and gore. And if you ever see me do a video, Band-Aid on my hand, you know exactly what happened. Got too close. Got too close to the sun, and I was cut. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have a lot of these cucumbers. Shouldn't take me too long actually. I'm starting to realize how much I do have in there, but when it's all said and done, it should be a nice, refreshing salad. Here comes on the sniffles now. What else do we have in here? The chickpeas. Okay, we can strain and rinse those in a second. I need to grab just a little bit more red onions for this actually. So right after everything's done, I'll do that. Let's get through one problem first. bone broth is going off, signaling that it's finished right now. So since we're not finished with this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it back on and just let it keep on going on very low heat still until we are finished this. Because evidently the more we do it is the more it's gonna extract. It takes about like 30 to 40 minutes till you forget all the flavors you need out of your chicken bones, because we're making a chicken bone broth. But you still have some carrots, celery, and all the stuff like that in there that you can essentially extract some more flavors out of, like the garlic, the lemongrass, the thyme, and stuff like that. So we can still let it go for a second. It's not going to be a big problem. You're just getting more flavor, more of that base flavor. Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. Look at it. Okay. Getting sidetracked. We're almost there. We're almost there. We got about 10 more. Sorry, they all can't be perfect. This was a perfect world. Can you imagine? All right. Susanna, what do I have to do to get one of your jackets? I should do something like that. Get one of my jackets with the design on it. Yeah? Yeah, it's super cool. Did you get your space heater yet? You got a space heater back there? All right, we're coming down to the wire. Our cucumber is just about finished. It's a lot, I know, it's a lot. I do have to feed a bunch of people, so. And on top of everything, I do next week, on top of the menu I'm making, we do have a catering to tend to as well. So Yes, that's another thing I do here. I do catering. I help out with the catering situation when we have big parties and stuff like that, especially for like the holidays, Christmas and stuff like that, or just in general. Some of the companies around this area, they'll have their office parties and stuff like that. They'll ask us to do catering for them as well. So I do a lot of that. I think the last catering I did was like 150 people, I think it was. But our Wednesday catering is going to be a very small one, just roughly 10 people. But they do want a lot of food. They want a porchetta. They want pork tenderloin. They want salads. They want vegetables. And I think there was a pasta in the mix. I got to re-look at that. But yeah, you're going to see. And the pork belly I did last week, if you guys were around to see that one, that was very beautiful. The flavors is on point. I can only tell you, sorry, I can't let you guys taste it, but the flavors were really on point. Had like this smokiness to it too. It's so good. If you don't like pork belly, I'm sorry, but I don't eat pork all the time, but when I do make it, I have to taste it, so I can't let that go to waste. But you know what they say, as a chef, you gotta taste everything that you make, right? So that's one of the perks of the job. You'll never go hungry. All right, so that is done. We are going to take our chickpeas, open these up. If you really wanted to be fancy and really want to get away from all the added preservatives from having canned stuff, you can actually rehydrate your own chickpeas and cook them down and do it that way. But this is not that type of setting, so we're going to use the canned stuff. In one of the restaurants I actually used to work in, we used to do that. We used to do our own chickpeas. And falafels from scratch. You never lived until you try to make falafels from scratch. Trust me. If you're adventurous with food, go make your falafel from scratch. You'll love it. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. And the only reason I say that is because the prep, the amount of chopping, if you're doing like a large batch, and the amount of chopping and prep you have to do is just ridiculous. So if you see people eating their falafels, you should turn to them and be like, do you know how much work went into this? All right, so let me go strain these. Can I get that side of the sink actually? I need to strain this. Sorry, we got a little bit of delay. I got some stuff we're waiting. Let me go get a strainer. And then we're gonna strain and wash these. And then we're gonna add them to our salad mix over here. We got the carrots, we got that. We're gonna add our red onions. We're gonna add our chickpeas to it. So let's go do that right now. Obviously, you wanna rinse these in cold water because it's supposed to be part of a salad. It's not supposed to be hot. Unless you're doing a nice crispy chickpeas salad or something like that, that'd be great. It's another one we're gonna add to the menu soon enough. All right. I just stepped away for a second so I can rinse and wash these chickpeas down. I want to wash out all the extra added preservatives and salt and stuff that was in that can. Obviously, I can't really do anything about what's already been absorbed into the chickpeas, but I can definitely get rid of what's on the outside as much as possible. And if you're ever washing chickpeas at home, you just want to put it in a strainer, run some water over it until all those bubbles that you see are gone. Alright, so that's done. We're just gonna strain out the extra water and we will be back. That thing is horrible.
That's how my body works now.
Alright, so that's washed up. Got a lovely washed chickpeas. And now we're just gonna add it. Okay, what is next? We have to go get some cilantro. We're not gonna add the cost for cilantro. We're not gonna add in the cilantro right now because by the time we're gonna use it, the cilantro is either gonna be wilted and change color to where we don't want it. So cilantro we're gonna add on the day. Let's go grab a red onion and then we can put some red onions and close this up and get ready to go. And then we can do the dressing. Actually, no, we're gonna do our bone broth first, and then we'll do the dressing for the salad after. So this is what it's looking like right now. And you can imagine when everything's mixed together with the red onion and our sesame seed dressing. But let's go get a red onion. I'm not taking you guys with me. Nah. People need their privacy away from my camera. So I do not want to be flashing cameras in people's face who does not want to be on camera. I think 1 onion should be good. All right, we got our onion. Time after time. Put on some gloves here. I'm not the one. I don't. So when I'm dealing with stuff like this, I like to put on gloves because having the garlic smell and the onion smell on your fingers after you're done working with it, you can wash your hands a million times. You can still get residuals of these smells. And it's not a pleasant smell. When you got the garlic, onions, and everything mixed together in your face like this, not nice. Okay, so let's do this. Got a little bit of you. A little bit of you. I'm just gonna make little indentations. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll try to get it as tiny as we can. Because these things can be aggressive in a salad where it kind of takes over the flavor. So we don't want people to be chewing on chunks of, big chunks of these onions. I personally don't like a lot of red onions in my salad, so just gonna cut it down nice and small. So it just kind of accent the dish, not take it over. No, nice little. I'm just gonna add that somewhere off to the side until we get everything to mix in together. I always recommend having a sharp knife when you do things like this, because if you have a dull knife, there's a lot of chances that the knife's gonna slip, go to the side, something like that, and then it's not sharp enough to cut where you're trying to cut, but it's sharp enough to still cut you. So if you have a sharp enough knife, you can avoid all that slippage and just do your business. All right, that's done. Night after night. So we're gonna wrap this guy up. Get your essential salads. We're gonna wrap up and put it on our prep cart where it needs to be when we need it. Nice label. All right. To the prep vehicle you go, sir. Okay, next on our agenda. You know what? Let's put you guys here so I can free up some space and get rid of you guys. Just want to free up some space around me. I did bring a lot of stuff already. You got your Brussels sprouts, so they basically come like that. You're gonna have a lot of like dead peels, skin that you can peel off just to clean up, chop off the bottom to clean it up a little, cut into, and that's gonna be part of our prep for our veggie section. That we have our combine of the Brussels sprouts and the butternut squash that we're gonna prep a little bit after this. Those are gonna be seasoned up nicely and roasted. So I think one bag should be good for now. We'll save the other bag to start. It all depends on how much butternut squash we're gonna have. So that we're gonna leave to the side until we get our butternut squash nice and prepped. Just gonna cover that. And now we have our soup, our broth, and everything else. Hopefully I can find a spot to put you guys so you guys can see all of this going on. I'm gonna see what we got. Oh, we got. Okay. You can come off the stove. Let's see. See if you guys can get a little vision of what I'm doing here. I'm essentially going to get another container. Get my trusty little strainer. And we are going to try to get as much of the chunky bits as we can so we can strain the rest of this out properly. The carcass, you guys might get a little bit steamy up there. Sorry if that happens. I just want to get this out of the way real quick. Oh, it smells so good. It's gonna taste good when I finish seasoning it too. And then you just want to press down to squeeze out those juices. And then just want to put, now it's trash. Now you can't use it anymore. Just get more of those bones out. That's your lemongrass. You want to, when you're putting your lemongrass in anything, you want to mash it down. Use the back of your knife or something like that and mash it down. That'll also bring out a ton of the flavors and the aroma. Gonna mash it down. We're gonna strain it when we put it back in the pot. We're gonna also strain it again to get out, because you see, if you can see, we have all of, like, the bay leaves and stuff in here. I don't know if you can see that, the bay leaf. You got the leaves from the thyme as well that we're gonna strain out as well. So we're gonna put that back to a fine strainer afterwards. Okay. Just want to get as much as the chunky bits so we can make straining on our life easier and then not splash up on everything. Here's all our thyme that we put in there, all the stems. All about those flavors. You know what? I know I add the lemongrass in here and stuff. I didn't think I put any ginger in this one. A ginger would be a nice touch to this, actually. All right, we'll leave the ginger for the next batch. And there's the Parmesan ends right here that we put in. That added tons of flavor to it as well. Actually, I don't want to push it on down that. That's gonna get stuck in my strainer and make it harder to clean. I don't want to press that out. All right, I think we're at a good point that we could just strain it out without a lot of splashes happening. So let's do that. Get you back over here. Get you back here. Give it a little wipe. And let us, if you get splashed on the camera, I'm sorry. Nice. Excellent. Like I said, press it down to extract as much of those juices as you possibly can, because all that is flavor. All right, so that is lovely, strained out. And our next step is we're gonna go ahead and wash our pot so we can get it back to strain and season our broth. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll take you guys back down to earth. So it's coming together. So we're gonna wash our pots and stuff, and then our pots, our cutting board, everything else, and we're gonna come right back. This is all our scraps. This is essentially garbage. It's gonna go, not really go to garbage, it's gonna go to our compost bin. So they can either use it for compost, they can use to feed the animals and stuff like that. But take that away. Put that off to the side just to cool down a little bit. All right, so let's take our pot to go wash with our cutting board. And we'll be right back with these messages. Just take this as like a commercial break if we were on TV. A very noisy commercial break, I should say. The only other issue I have with putting the Parmesan cheese in there, it's still gonna have tons of flavor, don't get me wrong. Just it will stick to the pot if it gets down there. It'll stick down to the bottom of the pot. You just have to work a little bit to get it out. And because this is not a true restaurant setting, it's not like I have a million pastas lying around that is as big as this to get my prep done. So I have to make sure. That's why time management when you're doing your prep is very crucial. Else you'll be waiting for one thing to cook and you need to pot for something else. So you just gotta plan out what you're gonna do. In any kitchen, planning out your steps is crucial actually. If you don't have a plan, then you're just basically in a chaotic moment all the time. We don't like that in our life, so we're gonna make sure we have everything ready to go. And we have a plan. Alright, so our pot is nice and washed. I just need to dry it out. Our cutting board is washed, our knives washed, our strainer is washed. We have more strainer, but just the one I was using is the smallest one I could find. And that works well with me. But all right. So first things first, gotta apply it. We have our strainers. We have our community. And we're just gonna strain this back into our pot so we can season it. And this step is just basically get rid of any more the leaves that we might have missed in the first straining process. Nice. Okay, still got some of that leftovers. All right. That is all said and done. Let's get her back on the stove. Oosh. And we're gonna just bring you guys here for now. Just give me a second. Let me just set back up my cutting board and everything else. And then we can find a spot to put you guys where we can start to season our broth. Actually, not yet. Let's bring it back to a boil first. Bring it back to a boil so we'll separate if there's any oils and stuff that's on top, like oils or fat that's on top. It's gonna separate it to the sides of the pot for me so I can easily skim that off and then we'll season it. So you lot can come back here and watch me wipe down. Not in those senses, but so yeah, we're gonna cover this so I'll come to a boil faster if I can find the wrap. Samanioni. Is there any more downstairs, Gemma?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to marinate some salmon later, so we'll make sure that's in the house. Crazy, crazy of you. Okay. In the meantime, While that's coming to a boil, what we're gonna do is we are gonna get our sauce ready for our cucumber salad that we just did. Just give me a second. I have a runny nose that I have to go take care of. Unfortunately, it is super cold out here, so runny nose is a thing in wintertime. I'm sorry if you have to hear that. Oh. And now I gotta go absolutely sanitize the absoluteness out of my hand.
Mine or a spicy?
All right. Now that we're back, got our bowl. You won't be able to see this. Let's see if I can get a better angle. What can I use to put you guys on? I think this might do the trick. At least for now. There. Hey, we're a little bit taller. Look at that. At least you guys can kind of peep in our bowl a little bit, see what's happening. It's a big bowl, so we're gonna be doing a lot of this. All right, come over here. We have where's our stuff? This over here. Let's grab that. Okay, so there is some chopping that we have to do. Let's just add some ingredients first off so they can go on and blend together. We have some apple cider vinegar, but you can use rice wine vinegar as well. I'm just gonna add a bit of that. Just a splash, you know, third of a cup maybe, give or take. Then I'm gonna pop in a little bit of sesame seed oil. Just a touch. We have some honey. Just a touch. And we have some soy sauce. If I can get this lid open. Oh my gosh. Knife, where are you? This is getting embarrassing. This thing's so it's so thin on here. I can't get it off. I have no nails. I have to get my knife in there to take it off. Frustrating. All right, so now we got our soy sauce. About a cup, should be fine. You're gonna use that. Use the honey to balance out the saltiness, so that should not be a problem. Now, the two things I am missing from here is we want a little bit of ginger. We're gonna put you guys to the side. We want some ginger and we want some garlic. So let's wash our ginger. Our ginger's washed. Let's go ahead. You're probably saying in the comments, that's not how you peel ginger properly. I know that, but this is the fast way I find to peel my ginger at the moment. I know you get a little bit of waste, but just pretend like you're peeling a fruit or something. Then I'm just gonna cut thin little slivers. Thin as you possibly can without cutting your fingers. It's faster for me to do it this way. There's other ways that you can do this. Spin it, flip it. Right now I'm not in too much of a rush, so. Alright, down to the nitty-gritty. Everything flat. Thin cuts. Very thin cuts. Very thin cuts. See, if I wanted to do the carrots this way, I could. It would just eat up a lot of my time. And that's why, thanks to where I work, I can just avoid all that nonsense. Very thinness. Turn it. And the same thing. Very thinness. Again, make sure your knife is at least sharp and decent. It'll make this so much easier. If your knife is dull, your ginger will spread out in different directions and make it more difficult to cut in nice uniform little bits. You know what I mean? And then you get your little, we're gonna add that to our bowl. Nice. Okay, that's done. Got ourselves probably like 3 cloves of garlic, more than enough. Put on gloves for this. I did mention the smell of garlic and onion on your finger at the end of the day, so this is getting a glove. Trying to make sure it's as close to my fingers as possible, so I'm not leaving any plastic bits when I go cut this up. Off the tip. Come here. Crush. Crush. And just keep on cutting. Yeah, you guys are getting shaken up a little bit. So I have somebody too close to the action. I'm just gonna go back and forth on that just for a little bit. Get as much of these chunky bits out. I just don't want any harsh garlic chunks in there in my dressing. And we're just gonna add that to the bowl. All right. Let's go wash. Part of a solid kitchen life. You finish your work, you gotta go wash. These are the parts that get when you see your favorite YouTuber or something like that doing a kitchen thing, and they do something, they kind of go away and come back for a second with, you know, video editing magic. This is stuff that essentially is going on. Gotta make sure you wash, set up your area for the next parts. Okay. Bring you in, and I'm gonna get a little splashes on our camera, but it's whatever. I'm gonna add a dash of mirin in here. Okay, I'll let someone know. Thank you. Okay. Nessa, when you get the chance, the lady said one of the soup sign might be switched around. She said the soup sign might be switched around. I don't know. Okay, where is our oil? We're gonna add, keep on whisking and just slowly add. No, she said the sign itself.
Sign?
The sign, yes. She said the sign might be different from what the soup is. You can't see this on camera, but I am drizzling a little bit of our oil back into our dressing. Just trying to get everything mixed together. All right. And this is gonna be our dressing for our cucumber salad. Got a lot of splashes happening, so I'm trying to keep it away from the camera a little bit. You gotta do like things like this. Let's give it a taste and see how it is. Make sure our flavors are balanced. All right, right now I'm getting a lot of the soy sauce, so we're gonna hit it with a little bit more of the honey. Hi. And I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more of the mirin. And just gonna give that a mix. It's coming in together. And then we're gonna taste it again and see where we're at. I'm gonna get you. Oh, no, I'm gonna find you. All right, let's give it a taste and see where we're at. Okay, we are pretty much there. We're pretty much there. I'm just gonna hit it with a little more of the honey, and I think we should be fine. All right, so that dressing is done. And now we can move on to our next challenge of the day. Which is gonna be our marinade for our chicken, actually. And that has soy sauce, fish sauce, lime juice, brown sugar, some chili paste, garlic and ginger, but I'm just gonna use my spices for that bit. All right, so let me go grab a container. I'm gonna put you guys down for a second. I'm gonna grab a container to pretty much throw you guys the sauce in. Just give me a second. Make sure I have battery light for this. All right. In the middle of the stream. So we're gonna get our container and we're gonna put that in the container. We're gonna season our broth and then we can move on to our protein. Sorry, Nudge. Oh. Hi, how are you? One way. How's the squeaking bones? How's the squeaky bones? How's the squeaking bones?
Oh.
Alright, let's see if it's gonna fit in one or it's gonna fit in two. It fits in one. That's good. Alright, so that's gonna go get washed. We are going to review for something else. You are gonna get labeled and put on our prep cart. Whoa. I almost spilled. Okay. See if you guys. I need to grab a ladle, so I'm gonna go get that and I will be back. Ah, shit, it's an S's thing.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna quickly strain our broth. I'll take you guys up to show you that. The broth's boiling. You can faintly see the grease can bubble to the side. I'm gonna skim as much as that up as possible, and then I'm gonna season it. So I'm just gonna leave you guys here while I do that real quick. Essentially getting busier, and I don't want the customers seeing me filming you guys.
I just picked up two. I put some in the box. They say,
It is smelling good though. It is looking amazing.
I say yes, but I just later on it's gonna be finished, right?
After I finish skimming, I show you guys the difference.
Just open something from the box, just pick it up.
And hopefully it will show on camera, but I will show you guys the difference after I'm finished. Anybody just tuning in, we are, well, I am. I keep saying we are, but I am straining not straining, but I'm taking off the skim and the fat off our bone broth right now. Alright, I do think that should be good enough. I'll show you guys what's going on. see not a lot is left on the sides. So we're gonna season that. I'll put you guys in a spot where you can potentially see it there. Cool. Alright, so you guys can stay there for a hot second while I season this. So, look at all that beautiful broth. All that's left to do is give it a little salt, because it already has a ton of flavor from everything else that we added to it. So, just want to give it a little extra flavor. And you don't even have to add any more salt. You can take it as it is, add other flavors to it. We're gonna give that a nice taste right now. Let's get a container. Whoosh. We're gonna give that a taste and make sure the flavors are all there. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that is what you need on a nice cold winter day.
Mashed potato. The mashed potato.
I'm sorry, I'm enjoying this too much.
And mac and cheese. And then
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna add a tad, just a little, and that's gonna be it. That's all that's needed. Just gonna enjoy a scoop of this. Show you guys what it looks like. Of course, you can see the colors. Here, I'll bring you guys down. You guys are too tall anyways. Bring you back down to earth. Look at that deep color. And if we want to truly get rid of all the fat from the chicken bones, you can leave it overnight. Right, leave it overnight. That will all solidify on the top of your broth, and then you can just scoop the rest that's left off. Right, but other than that, this is ready to go. So we're gonna put that in a container, get it to the proper authorities so they can put it out to our clientele, and then I can wash the pot and get it ready for our pasta. And the only reason I do this is because I do a lot of chicken bone prep that the chicken carcass goes to waste, and I'm trying to repurpose it into something different. Gemma, this belongs to you guys. Drink it, take it home, share with the customers. The world is your oyster. I'm just gonna sit back here. I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of this. Oh yeah, so good. So good. I can already feel my body warming up. Okay. Oh. Just wash a little things and then we're back to business as usual. See, if I was in a professional kitchen setting, that essentially would be my break right there. Because there'll be so much to do that sometimes you don't have time to take your breaks. It depends on how much prep you have, and this is why a lot of people in the industry smoke, to actually force themselves to take a break. And smoking is one of those release to get out of a stressful situation. Me, I never got into that habit, so I force myself nowadays to take my breaks. I literally have to, coming from like, 14 to 16 hour shifts a day to like a steady like 9 to 5 kind of deal. I have to like, there's days I'll forget to take my breaks and I like comes to the end of my shift and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't take my break, I didn't take my lunch. Like, I'll realize that, but nowadays I have to fully bully myself to take a break. Just the stuff I was used to. But let's go wash our pot, stop rambling, and get our water on for our pasta. So we can do our chicken marinade, and after our chicken marinade, we can marinate our chicken. And then we can put that where it needs to go in the fridge with all the other lovelinesses. You will not see me prep chicken today because I prepped chicken yesterday. I didn't marinate it, but you'll see me marinate it, but you won't see me do the cut-up process of the chicken. That's a process I made sure I took care of yesterday, so I have more time to relax and vibe with you a lot on here. Alright, so let's go. I'm gonna fill our pot. We are ready for our pasta. I'm gonna season our water a little bit for the pasta. Just a little bit of salt in the water. And a little bit of olive oil to ensure that after the cooking process, nothing really sticks around. We're gonna cover our pot to help it come to a boil faster. This is the pasta we're working with. So we'll leave that to the side until it's ready. Okay, but now we need to make a marinade for our chicken. There's a few things we need to grab. I'll put you guys a little taller and put what I need to put first. Alright, you guys feeling tall enough? Let's go. Just put that so our bowl don't move around too much. Alright, what do we need for our chicken? We need, I personally are gonna add a little bit of sesame seed oil. gonna add a little of our spice blend. This is gonna be amazing, trust me. You're gonna add a ton of brown sugar because we have a lot of chicken. A ton of brown sugar. You might even need more, depends on how this tastes in a second. We're gonna add, what do you got going on there?
Are you talking to that or to your phone?
I'm always talking to myself. I'm like you. I
Really?
don't answer though.
I thought you were making like a video with a voice or something.
No, I'm talking to the stream.
Oh, nice. Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. Whoever is watching, this is Chef's channel.
There you can see the comments.
No, really, let me see.
That's all the comments in there. So you add your soy sauce. We're gonna grab a little bit more soy sauce and a little bit more brown sugar. We need some cilantro. We're gonna grab some cilantro in a second. We need some lime juice. We're gonna add a little bit of mirin. Actually, I'm just gonna add all the mirin.
So you're doing two jobs at the same time, one here, one there.
Huh?
You're doing two jobs at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. But this one, all I have to do is talk.
Nice.
Alright, this I need to save, this I need to save. Alright, what else do we need? I'm gonna go grab some brown sugar, some cilantro, and some fish sauce. I will be right back. My coworkers are fascinated with my YouTube life. Alright, so what did I say I need? I need cilantro, brown sugar, and some more soy sauce. I came all this way back and I didn't grab the brown sugar. Silly me. Silly me. If we almost had it all. That's the song that's playing right now. And I hope it doesn't get picked up by my mic right now, because YouTube's gonna be like, no sir, no. So get out of that hallway. I'm rambling so much I forgot what I needed. Soy sauce, brown sugar, and chili paste. Yes, we do need chili paste and fish sauce. So where am I gonna find some fish sauce? Haha, you. There's a big bottle of fish sauce. We almost had it all. Oh, we got harissa. We don't want harissa. I'm finding hard time finding a good chili place. I found an extremely hot chili place. So we want that. There's chili crisp. I can put some chili crisp in there. I know some people that really love their chili crisp. Sweet chili. Okay. I'm essentially exploring my Thai section of our store right now. And I am not finding much of what I'm looking for. I only have one option right now. Okay, I guess we're going with that option. I'll have to use like sriracha or something like that, but that's too predictable. Alright, we're gonna go with that. Hopefully I don't really burn anybody's face off with this. Our customer base doesn't take well to too much heat, so it has to be mild or nothing else. Alright, you're back. Got our fish sauce. This is the chili paste that we found. We got our brown sugar. Got more brown sugar. Oh. And we got more soy sauce. So, because we have a lot of chicken, this is why. So, give this a nice mix before we taste it. We do not want to add a lot of fish sauce because we know how this thing can clear out a room of people. It's not what we're trying to do. Actually, there was a story on the news not too long ago about, I forgot where it was, but it was somewhere in Canada where a fish sauce factory got shut down for years, and nobody, the government was supposed to clean it up, and the government never did, and it just sat there for like years, and now like some freak storm went over that place, blew the roof off, and then the smell just started to pretty much poison the town. It's crazy. I can only imagine how they live with that for so many years. And now the government is like, yeah, we'll try to start cleaning it up now. Like, that should have been done from time. Alright, so a couple of dashes of fish sauce. Like I said, it's a big bottle, but that's the only thing they had. Got a chili paste. I gotta make sure I keep an eye on this. I don't want to add too much to where it overpowers everything and people can't eat it. So I'm gonna add about 2 nice spoons. And because I know I want more marinade for my 2 big bowls of chicken, I'm gonna pretty much make more of this sauce. This marinade, I should say. So, a little bit more soy sauce. And we're gonna add a little bit more brown sugar to set out. And maybe grab some more marin, it depends on how it goes. At the bottom. And more brown sugar. Oh, that sweet and savory going on. I'm just gonna mix it all together. Alright. Next, we're gonna add some lime juice to this. No, we'll save the cilantro for maybe. We'll see. We might add the cilantro. Alright, so some lime juice. We had some leftover lime wedges from our tacos that we didn't want to go to waste, so we're repurposing them into this recipe. So we're gonna add about 2 lemons. And then we're gonna give it a nice mix, and then we're gonna taste it and see what your flavors are and see how we can adjust them on the fly. Okay, I'm liking that flavor. I am liking that flavor, so what we're gonna do is just add a little bit more of that acidity from the lime juice, and then we're gonna bring our chicken out the fridge and do a marinade and then put it where it needs to go. That is good. Oh, something just came out of the oven that smells good. So that's gonna be our marinade for our chicken right there. Just put that off to the side for 1 second. You know what? Actually, I can add a little bit more heat to this. I just realized I didn't get that much heat off of it. So I could essentially add a little bit more. Bring it up to mild status. See? I use a different thing every time, so. Okay. Okay. That is exactly where I wanted it to be. That little, you get everything, and you get that little hint of the spice at the end. Just a hint of it, not too much. Okay. You are gonna come over here for the time being until later on. All right, let's put everything off to the side for a second, including you guys. I'm gonna put off to the side for a second. And we're gonna grab our containers. And we're gonna go grab our chicken. We won't need you for this right now. Every journey had it all. This is our chicken that we prepped from yesterday. We didn't season it, did anything like that. We only cut it up in the portions that we needed. We got the chicken bones that we needed, and that's what we used today to do the bone broth. So that's what you get. And I'm gonna try to roll up my sleeve for this one, because I'm gonna have to get nice and dirty right now. Okay, I'm gonna put on double gloves because there's bones. Sometimes we'll try to rupture the gloves that I'm using, and the sauce and everything will get all over me. But this is why they invented a hand washing sink. Okay, so we're just gonna take our marinade. Our beautiful marinade. And then we're just gonna pour it on top. Split it between the bowls of chickens that we have. That's why we wanted to make a nice bit of it. Definitely give it a whisk before you pour it on if you guys are doing any kind of marinade, because some of the settlements will be at the bottom and it won't spread evenly when you're going. Alright. So that is added in. Hey, could I get this back, please? Thank you. And now we get our hands dirty. Just gonna make sure every bit of the chicken gets a bit of this marinade. This is like a Thai inspired dish right here. When it's all said and done. So yeah, just give it a nice toss. Make sure every crevice of your chicken get a little bit of that marinade in there. And if you want to go the extra step, you can add some cilantro in. You can add some more fresh garlic in. You can add some more fresh ginger in. And all those are going to come out in the cooking process as well when you go cook it. So I'm going to add cilantro come the day. So everything else is essentially in here. I have garlic in powder form. I got ginger in powder form in here. That was part of my the spice blend I put in there earlier. So that's why I didn't put too much of the fresh stuff in there, but fresh is always better. So don't be like me, be your own person. So yeah, it's nicely mixed. You can see that the marinade is throughout all the meat. You see that? Especially when you got the breast, you want to make sure the marinade is on both sides. It's going to seep under the skin and stuff as well. You just want to make sure you get all the crevices. And then we're just going to transfer this into our container that we're going to use. Let me just get rid of one of these so I can get my container. Elbows up. And I'm gonna let these marinate for at least 24 hours. At least. You can also cook it on the day. You want to leave it for a few hours in the marinade and then get back to it. But because this is still a prep day, we are going to leave it for 24 hours. So the longer you leave it, is the more those flavors are going to seep through your meat. Just when I did the jerk chicken, just when I did the Greek chicken, all those got to sit for 24 hours. So you can just imagine how much flavor got to incorporate in all the meat. And once you do that, you want to pour that on top. The leftover marinade, you just want to pour it over top. Hey, honey. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna take off one of these so we don't have drippage all over the place. I'm gonna put you just a little off to the side somewhere. Let's get you in here. Put you over here. Sorry, you guys are going to get knocked around a little bit. And then we're going to bring you in and put you up. And this is a perfect timing too, because as we're finishing this, our water for our pasta is coming to a boil right now. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. The pot's starting to steam, so we're just gonna put that in here. Then we're gonna pour that all over the top. Get rid of this. Sorry. Thank you. All right. That is done. We're gonna wrap that up and put it back in the fridge. So if you guys want to see the finished product of this, is come back on Monday morning, and we will be baking these off and show you the finished product. And it's gonna be delicious. I promise. You won't be able to taste it or smell it, but I promise you, it's gonna be delicious.
always have to cut 1 hour.
I don't know if you guys can see over there, but my water from my pot is starting to boil. You can see the steam coming out of the pot right there. So immediately after putting these away, I'm gonna get to that. All right, let's just label these.
No, but this is always, 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 always. See, now 3, 2:30. See, Thursday, right away, change. Always. Now look, 5, so 3:30, 2:30. Everything is 3:30, 2:30, 3:30.
All right.
Wednesday is 2:50.
Nice and labeled. Nice and labeled.
This is 3 already.
Let's go.
But like pretty much every time, all the way around 3, but Wednesday.
All right, we're gonna take you guys down for a second because we're gonna have to wipe down, sanitize our area, and then we'll be back up with the next item. So and get you guys in the dark under here for a second just to marinate. You guys can marinate now. Just gonna wipe down, scrub down, sanitize, and be back. Sorry.
No, seriously, are you laughing with there or with me?
Huh? What you just said.
Yes, it is true. You can do them in very short time instead of 20 minutes.
I hear you.
But I have you. So, what can I get
All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Give me a second. We're getting there. Whenever you work with raw meat, you got to make sure everything is essentially wipe the absolute down. You don't want no meat products to mix with anything else. You don't want anything else to mix with your mixed product, your meat product. I'm gonna throw my pasta in while I'm at it. Let me just wash my hands after all this wipe down. And then I'll be back. Oh, every time I get to wash my hand is a blessing because the water is hot. All right, let's bring you guys back into the fold. Hi, welcome back. Sorry, I threw you guys to the corner for a minute. I forgot all about that. All right, so you guys are back. I am back. Let us, we're gonna throw our pasta in real quick. And get that nice and cooking. Come to my world of pasta. Now we're just gonna mix it in, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom, cover it, bring it to a boil. You know the drill. Bring it to a boil, cook it to the time it's needed. Cook it to al dente, kind of. Stop the cooking process with some cold water because we're not using it today on the day. We're gonna use it when our menu is ready. All right, let's cover that and let that do its thing. I like doing these live streams for you guys. It makes like more personal. You know? More personal. I think so. I think so. All right. So next up on our bucket list is we're gonna do our sauce, which is a very simple sauce for our chicken from when we cook it. Right. So let me go grab. It's pretty much simple. Just 2 ingredients. So let me go do that and be right back. No, I like to talk to myself. Trust me, you're not the only person that comes by and let's say like, what are you doing? All right, we're on a mission to go get our stuff for our chicken subs. 2 simple ingredients.
Yeah, on the other side. Where? On the other side. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you.
Chicken breast or chicken thigh, any?
Yes, I'm in the right aisle for this. I just hope they have what I need, which they do. So lovely. All right. It's gonna be a problem though, because these are on the thicker side. We're gonna have to whisk. We're gonna need a pot for sure. Alright, we're back. 2 simple ingredients. Coconut milk, peanut butter. That's it. That's all you're gonna need. So, bring this back up.
Do you have a gun?
I do not have a gun. I want to shake out all the basically coconut. I want to make sure it's all not in lumpy forms in there. I want to mix it all together. So before I open it, I can always mix it when I open it, but I'm gonna shake it out. This is a very simple recipe for the sauce I need. Whatever recipes you do, just know that there's 1,000,001 way to get out the results from that one recipe done. I'm just showing you a different way. That's all I'm doing. Like, I'm pretty sure since I've started in this position, I've done chicken 1,000,001 ways. I've done braised chicken, I've done stewed chicken, I've done jerk chicken, I've done every kind of chicken you could think of. Let me check on our pasta real quick. Yeah, it's starting to boil, so I can set a timer. I'm gonna set a 7 to 8 minutes timer because I think I caught it late. So yeah, 8 minutes should do good. Still be al dente. We'll keep an eye on it. Just gonna give it a mix. I was shaking. Hopefully all the solids are nice and loose. Let's open that up and see what we get, shall we? Ah, nice. I'm just gonna pour those in. Nice. Let's just do open one for now. See how much sauce we get out of that one. Because we don't want it to be too liquidy when we're finished. Yeah, so we're gonna whisk out the rest of these solubles. Just want to whisk out the chunky bits. We're just going to incorporate the peanut butter with the coconut milk, and we will finish this process when the time comes for it. Just want to get it nice and smooth before we add our peanut butter in. Little coconut splashes here and there. All right, it's looking good. No? Almost like whipped cream a little bit. Still got a little bit of chunky bits, but. All right, we'll take our peanut butter. For this one, we use a little dark roasted peanut butter. You want to use the smooth peanut butter as well, not the chunky stuff. I chose to go with the name brand, the non-name brand because of cost. But you can go with whatever you feel like if you want to attempt this. Now we're just gonna add it in. Now this will work so much better if this was hot. But like I said, we're gonna not do the full process today. So let's grab a spoon that we can take that off.
Hey, Jack. Can you tell me what it is?
Just double check our pasta. Make sure we're not over cooking it because we did overlook the time. Alright, that feels good to me. So there's still 2 minutes on the clock. I'll turn that off and let's let it sit for a second while we do this.
I didn't really care. I was watching.
And we're just gonna whisk these together. So incorporates with it blends with the coconut milk. Now, if you're doing something like this, any dish when you have a lot of people involved and it has peanut butter or any type of peanut in your dish, just make sure that your label says that it contains peanut butter. Because if you don't, you're liable to get sued if anybody's allergic. Alright, that's coming together nicely. You can see. Smells absolutely delicious too. Smells delicious if you're not allergic to peanut butter. Yeah. I think it's a good thing that we didn't add both our things of coconut milk. I think it'll be overkill to start. We gotta have too much sauce to start with for this week. So we just want to mix that out until it's nice and smooth. But before we finish this, let's go strain our pasta. I don't even know if I have a container for this. How you doing? Sushi section's right there. If it's not there, alright. Pasta strained. Gonna put this in here. Just gonna rinse that with some cold water, start the cooking process. While that's happening, we need our container ready for it. It's gonna be our container for our pasta. I think we're done with the peanut butter. I don't think we need to add any more in there. So I'm just gonna put that away. Just clear up a little space. Keep it here just in case we still need more. But we're putting our pasta away in a second. I don't even know what time it is. I still haven't been for my lunch and break yet. Strain off the extra water off from the pasta. I don't want too much liquid in there when I go to use it. Okay, that's done. Put it in here. I'm gonna make sure we oil it so we can. Yeah, we're gonna make sure we oil it so it won't stick together when we go to use it again. All right, let's put some gloves on real quick. These gloves are so small for my hand, so I gotta make sure my hand is so completely dry just to get my hands in there. We unfortunately don't have the larger gloves right now. Ugh. Come on, get in there. All right, some olive oil. Remember I said about the oil, if we're not using it for the next 2-3 days, don't use olive oil, use regular oil, because olive oil will tend to go bad faster than the conventional oils. So, but we're gonna use it in a day or two, so we're not worried. So a little olive oil, we're gonna mix that together. And make sure it doesn't stick on us when we go to use it. And we're gonna wrap that up, label it, put it in our prep cart. My prep cart is gonna be absolutely packed at the end of this day, because I still got a few more stuff to get through. Who's ready for Christmas? You know how fast the season changes in this country. By the time you blink, Christmas is here again. It's not like we have a summer. We don't. I don't call that summer. I don't believe you.
I didn't really take vacation, but here and there I did it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did
Alright, our pasta is done.
25. How is the pasta? You're not even off.
Our pasta is on our prep cart. What is next? What is next? Let's finish this. Alright. It's nice and smooth. I don't see a lot of chunks, and the chunks I do see are very minimal and small, so. Plus the sauce is going to be heated up a little when we go to add it with our chicken after it's cooked, so I'm not too worried about the little chunks that's left. I just wanted to make sure the flavors are there. Make sure that peanut butter comes out. So we're gonna get a little taste. Nice. I feel like it's missing a little something. Let's see. What can I put on this to give it a little more something? We're gonna add, I know I said it was supposed to be a 2-recipe thing, but it's not coming together like the other choices add a little bit more. Sorry, our oven's going off and that thing can take out a eardrum. Add a little bit more, hump to it. So add a little soy sauce to it. Gonna add a little bit of maple. And this is all about balancing your flavors. So I do think it needed a little bit more something. I'm gonna add, since our chicken we're gonna add a little bit of chili flakes to it. We're gonna add a little bit of smoked paprika to it. Just, spice it up a little bit. And last but not least, we're gonna add a little bit of sesame seed oil. Sesame seed oil to the mix. As soon as I get it open. Yeah, a little bit of sesame seed oil. That should do the trick. And then we're just gonna bring everything back and give it a nice taste again and see what we get. All right, let's taste this. Much better. Much better. But they could still take a little bit more. Just a little bit more of that chili. Trust me, it's not spicy if that's what you're thinking. We'll have this blend. And a little bit more of the soy sauce. And I think that should make this sauce nice. one final taste test to make sure I know what my taste was talking about. Yep, sounds good to me. And we're just gonna see if we can find a small container to put this in. We have not a small one, but we got a medium one. We're just gonna put this in this guy. And this is gonna go in our prep cart for our chicken as well. All right, so we're halfway there. All their salads are done. Our chicken is done. We have to make the marinade for our salmon as well. Just gonna wrap this up. Pardon? Yes, yeah, you can bring it. Ugh, I just put 25. Oh my gosh. We're in 2026. What is wrong with me? Alright. That is finished. I think one thing we should do before, at least I should do before, is get my butternut squash done. Butternut squash soup? Is that what you said? No, butternut squash soup for me too. Okay, I have so much layers on that my body's actually starting to warm up. Maybe a little too much. I'm not complaining. It's better to be nice and warm than freezing cold. Okay. Let's see what's next on our agenda. I think I said the butternut squash. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So we can get you out of the way. You can go in here. This is all my extras. This is for our butternut squash that we're going to use in a second. And then after that, we're going to have to grab our salmon. And we got to do our cooking for our pasta. And the cauliflower, the sauce for the cauliflower we're gonna do on the day because it doesn't take that much time. So we'll do it on the day that we're doing executing our menu. And we should be good. Alright, so let's go grab our butternut squash to get that done, and then we can go on our break after our butternut squash. I gotta bully myself to go on a break. Is alright. I'm just gonna take you guys down a little, keep you guys to the side until I come back. Until I come back. I'm sorry about that. Alright. I shall be back. Vanya, how are you? Tired? Hmm? Well, we do have a deal now, right? No, it is. I think it can be a little bit more colder.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You're good for another minus 5. Really bring a smile on your face.
More like a tear. It's this guy. I left 3.
Thank you.
I was generous.
I can tell.
All right, we got our banana squash. What up, man? Yes, sir. Don't let go. All right, got our banana squash. We're gonna go on a cutting binge right now. So you, sir, come over here. You, sir, you come here. Let's get another container. Put you there. 'Cause I wanna live forever. Oh, it's terrible. My stomach is telling me I'm getting hungry too. On top of it, I need to use the potty. But how about that? Let's get summer prep done and stop complaining about life. And how about how cold it is outside. This is gonna probably be our last prep of the day. So, well, for you guys, for me, I'm still going. I gotta get some stuff done after this. But you guys can join me back later for dinner. This thing's not working out for me. All right, let's just go. I am getting a little bit hungry though. Somewhere to put my garbage. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We're starting to wind down right now. I am getting a little hungry, and I think I need to go on a break, else my body is gonna absolutely punch me in the gut. So we're just finishing up getting these butternut squash prepped up, and we still have I think we're halfway through our prep so far. But we will end the stream at the end of this. We got our pasta cooked. We got our salads finished. We got some sauces done. So we're gonna just do one of our vegetables, and we're gonna get this go on a break after. But I should be back later on tonight. We're gonna be making some nice streaming our recipe of our nice creamy chicken noodle soup. It should be good for winter time. So we're gonna be doing that. So if that's something you wanna see, come and hang with us in our kitchen at home. Just relaxing and trying to get some meals together. It should be simple, easy, straight to the point. But as for our prep for today, I think I am running out of battery life anyway, so I think it'd be a perfect place to just, you know, starting to wind down. I was telling everybody that I needed to bully myself to go on a break, so that's basically what I'm gonna do after this. Because I would literally stand here all day and finish all my prep, and then by the time I know it, my shift is over. And this is not how life is supposed to be. We're supposed to work hard, rest hard, and get back to it. But that's just me. And I think I'm getting enough heat in my building right now that I have to start taking off some layers because it's getting nice and toasty. So there's that too. And then I gotta wait till I get home, going home later today, then I have to rebundle back up. I don't even know what the temperature is right outside right now. All I know is when I came in this morning, I had to pluck ice crystals out of my mustache. That's all I knew. Who doesn't like a nice icy mustache? It's part of the winter life. You can't have winter without frigid cold weathers and icy mustache. Oh, yes. Ooh, this would be so hard to do without a sharp knife. I'll let you know right now. Cutting through these butternut squash skins are harder if you don't have a sharp knife. And you have a 60% chance of definitely cutting yourself. So, if you're doing what I'm doing, make sure your knife is pretty well sharp. I know a guy. He actually sharp knives for a nice fee, but the job he does is absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm pretty sure the last time he sharpened my knife for me, I cut myself. The very first time, I definitely cut myself. You know, you go through, you're used to a certain sharpness on your knife, and then when you get somebody who's professional, really professional, with knife sharpening, and they do a really good job on your knife, and it just glides through everything like butter, you're not used to that sensation, so you just, you can make mistakes. Even at the most professional levels. I've seen too many kitchen accidents, like serious ones where people have to like be rushed to the emergency room kind of deal because they've sliced through certain parts of their body and they're losing too much blood and stuff like that. But you know, you guys don't need to know hear that stuff. I just thought I'd share a little bit. I mean, there's some occasions where you don't want your knife to be overly sharp. Like for instance, as an example, say you're filleting a nice piece of fish. You're taking the skin off a fillet of fish. You don't want your knife to be overly sharp because you have a tough time your knife gliding through the meaty part and the skin side. If your knife is too sharp, for instance, it'll cut through the skin and then you have a hard time getting through those parts. That's like one example of you do not want your knife to be too sharp. But most things you do want a sharp knife. Last but not least, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm slowing down a little bit. Only because my stomach is rumbling right now. Why won't you eat something? step 1 down. Let's move on to step 2. Let's move on to step 2. The part where we cut everything. Alright, we're just slowly getting through this. So as a recap, Brussels sprouts, butternut squash, those are going to be combined into a dish with some cranberry, some roasted pecan, and I think we got some red onions in there too. I can't remember at the moment, with some balsamic vinaigrette. So that's what that's going to be later on in our dish for Monday. So if you do want to see everything gets put together, definitely join us on Monday again, and you guys will see all these dishes come together into one. Also, if you happen to miss anything on YouTube, it will be posted in our Discord community as well. The Discord group is in the link in our channel description. You can check that out. You can come and hang with us in Discord. Give us some recipe suggestions, and we'll probably cook it on the channel. Have some food discussion with us and more. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely become a part of our Discord community as well. Alright, so for this part, I'm gonna have to take out the insides. So I'm gonna do that. Not on our cutting board. We're just gonna do it in our waste bin right now. Just makes life a little bit easier. The cleanup would be a little bit easier. Anyways, let me see if I can bring you guys up a little bit. Scoop out the insides. Sometimes these are really tricky to get in and take out because either the hole is a little bit too small or the insides are not mature enough, and you just get the filling is stuck on the inside, so you got to really scrape to get it out. Just like you're doing a pumpkin for Halloween or something like that. No, you gotta take out the guts. And this tends to get messy. That's why I didn't want to do it on the cutting board and get seeds and guts everywhere. So it's just easier to do it over the bin. That I'm gonna eventually throw into the compost. We're almost there. Even if there's a little bit of seed left back, it doesn't hurt because once you roast it, those seeds are going to get roasted anyways as well. But it's not going to hurt anyone in the slightest. All right, that is done. Take you away. And now get back to cutting. Fork, you want to either try the end right there or the other side of the cashier? Okay, almost done, almost done. Got about 3 more to go after this, and then we're good to go. And that reminds me, we still have to do our menu design for next week as well. We have the recipes written out and everything, but we don't have the menu design yet. So we'll probably do that over the weekend. I said it over the weekend, but I only got today and tomorrow. I'll do that over the span in the next day or so. And I'll show you guys what that looked like on Monday as well. All right. No worries. All right. That's all said and done. I'm gonna wrap you up. So what we got this set up right now, they're both gonna get roasted pretty much together. So we have the Brussels sprouts on the bottom, we got parchment between, we got butternut squash on top. So that's gonna wait for us. Until we're ready to cook it. Just gonna wrap it up. Make sure it's nice and labeled, and we can put it on a prep cart. Gotta remember, today's the 24th, 2026. Losing my mind. Okay. That is done, that is done. I'm gonna take care of these garbage for the compost bin in a second. Still got a few more things to do on this guy. So salmon marinated. I'm gonna go grab some sake. There's some sake in this marinade. I'm gonna go get some sake and get that going. The pasta puttanesca is gonna take a little bit more prep time. Cauliflower, we're gonna do the sauce, the Alfredo sauce on the day for that one. But all said and done, appreciate you guys hanging with me. Oh my gosh, it's almost been 4 hours. I didn't even see that. Yeah, join me later on when we make some soup, some creamy chicken noodle soup. Hope you guys will enjoy that later. But until then, we're gonna put the rest of this recipe together on Monday. So if you guys want to see that, definitely come vibe with us. But for now, I am going to force myself to take a break and come back and finish the rest of these. So until then, you guys have an amazing day. Stay warm, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.